Hey guys, in this video, we are going to be looking at systems, but is it going to be systems of equations or systems of inequalities? Let's find out. So there is something new in this particular word problem. Can you spot the difference in this word problem and what is different? So Robert is campaigning for SGA president. He has budgeted $30 to spend on buttons and posters at the local print shop. Posters cost $2.50 and buttons cost 75 cents each. What combinations of buttons and posters can he purchase and stay within his budget? So, something that I see that is different in this particular one is that he needs to stay within his budget. Okay, now usually we find something that has an exact amount or is equal to, and in this case we have he needs to stay within his budget. Well, he has budgeted to spend $30. Okay, now if someone has budgeted to spend that amount, they do not want to go over. So we're going to use, well, let's first put 30. We're going to use the less than sign because we don't want him to go over $30. And we're also going to use the or equals to because he can spend 30. We just don't want to set up the equation that's going to allow him, or the inequality really, that is going to allow him to go over his $30 budget. Okay, so now let's dive into what variables and information do I put on the other side of the inequality. Well, we know that posters cost $2.50. So that's 2.50p. And we know that buttons cost 75 cents. Okay, so the combination of the posters and buttons must be less than or equal to, because we do not want him to go over $30. That was his budget. So anything on this side must be less than or equal to $30. Okay, so we can see now we're going to be dealing with systems of inequalities, which means, yes, there's going to be more than one inequality in your word problems coming up. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So Edith babysits for X hours a week after school at a job that pays $4 an hour. She has accepted a job that pays $8 an hour as a library assistant, working Y hours a week. A bunch of variables, we're just going to kind of ignore them for a moment. She will work both jobs. She is able to work no more than 15 hours a week due to school commitments. Edith wants to earn at least $80 a week, working a combination of both jobs. So that was a whole lot of information. Now we do know it's systems, and we're going to pick out the two pieces that it's talking about. So the one piece that the word problem is talking about is money, and the other piece that it's talking about is the amount of hours. Okay, so let's take a look at all of the money first. So I know that she has a babysitting job, and yes, it says use variable X, but I'm going to use B instead. That pays $4 an hour. So for money, we have babysitting, that's $4 an hour. And we have another job that's $8 an hour, and it's a library assistant. Now it does say Y. I'm going to use a capital L for library. So 8L. And we know that she wants to at least earn $80 a week. So with the least earning, she could earn more than that. So we want the amount and the combinations over here to be greater than $80. And if she is at least earning that, it could be also equal to. Okay, so now we're going to dive into the hours. So we know that she's babysitting. We know that she's working as a librarian, but she cannot work any more than, so no more than 15 hours. Now we need to figure out which inequality sign are we going to use in this case. We're going to use the less than or equal to because we want the combination over here to be less than, because she can work no more than, cannot go any higher than 15 hours. So here's your particular set of inequalities, and you really need to pay attention to the vocabulary words more than or at least to figure out which inequality sign to use. Okay, so that's setting up your inequalities, and then on the next slide, we're going to go on how in the world do I solve these, okay? Okay, so a high school drama club is putting on their annual theater production. There is a maximum of 800 tickets for the show. And the cost of the tickets are $6 before the day of the show and $9 on the day of the show. To meet the expenses of the show, the club must sell at least $5,000 worth of tickets. So again, we have money happening here, and we also have the amount of tickets happening here as well. Okay, so let's first dive in with the money. So we know that the cost of the tickets are $6 before, so I'm going to use 6B for before the day and $9 on the day. So I'm going to use 9D. I tried 9O earlier whenever I did the example, and it looked like 90. So we're going to use D to represent day. And they must sell at least $5,000 worth of tickets. So they can go over. So we're going to use greater than or equal to 5,000. Now for the ticket sales, there is a maximum of 800. So they cannot go above 800. So any combination that we make must be less than or equal to 800. And the two types of tickets are before the day and on the day. Okay, so the club sells 440 tickets before the day of the show. Is it possible to sell enough additional tickets on the day of the show to at least meet the expenses of the show? Okay, so that looks like a lot, but the piece of information that we are given to us is that the club does sell 440 tickets before the day. So I know that 440 tickets are sold before. Let's figure out how much then do they have to sell or need to sell the day of to reach that 800. Okay, so if I was to do this particular math and subtract 440 on each side, I think I got 360. So the sales of the day have to be less than, well, we would want them to be sold out, right? 360. They cannot sell more than 360. And I got that by, hopefully I did the mental math right. Let me double check before we move on. 800 minus 440. Okay, so that is 360. And so then I'm going to use this particular piece to see if the prices work, okay? So I'm going to use $6. Now before day, they sold 440. Okay, now let's see if they are able to still reach that amount of money if they sell 360 tickets. Will they be over their $5,000 goal? Okay, so 6 times 440 is 2,640. 9 times 360 is 3,240. So $3,000.40. Now, is that over $5,000? Let's see. It is. It is $5,880, and that is over 5,000. So they were able to reach their goal. Okay, now we're going to dive into one more, and I'm going to be using Desmos.com. So if you need to pause this particular video to pull up Desmos.com, you can, but I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that before I just dive right into this problem, okay? So in this particular problem, we're talking about money again. A printer costs $50, the computer costs $500. Okay, so the online electronics store must sell at least $2,050, $500, worth of printers. Okay, so they can sell more than that, but they need to sell at least $2,500 worth. The printers cost $50. I guess it was printers and computers. And the computers cost $500. Okay, now they can sell more, but they need to at least sell that particular amount. So they can only ship a maximum of 15 items a day. So they cannot go above 15, but they can do 15. So that's printers plus computers. Okay, so now I'm going to go into Desmos.com and I'm going to enter this information. So let's do 50. I'm going to have to change it to X and Y. So move the microphone. 50x plus 500 y, and it was, oops, that was your assignment 3, greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to 2,500. Okay, and then the next one was x plus y. They cannot go over, so less than or equal to 15. Okay, so here is my systems of inequalities. So all of my solutions that is possible, all my solutions there that is possible. How do I pull up the drawing tools? Okay, we're just going to use web paint. All the solutions there that are possible for this one are going to appear where there's double shading going on. Okay, now also think about it. Can you sell negative? No. So we need to keep our answers in the positive section right here because we cannot sell negative appliances and negative money. Okay, so let's choose a particular point that is in this area. So I'm going to use my pointer, and let's say that I want to use, maybe I should click this so I can legit see. What if they chose, ooh, this one right here. 5. 4.5. We'll use that one. 4.5 shows up. Web paint. Let's try 5. 4.5. 5 was the printers. 4.5 would be the computers. Okay, so let's see if this works. 5 plus 4.5 is less than, I'm going to do the printers plus computers. So 5 plus 4.5 is less than or equal to 15. So that checked out. Now let's look at the prices. So 50 times 5 plus 500 times 4.5. And sorry, this is way sloppier than the other writing. So 50 times 5 plus 500 times 4.5. When I did that, I got my total of 2,500. So that one was right on the money, which is greater than or equal to, the equal to point counted. So that, yes, this particular piece represents the situation, and it is a combination that works. So as you go into the section that is double shaded in Desmos.com, it will be a particular point that will be a solution. Sorry, y'all. It will be a solution to the systems of inequality. So again, I hope this video has helped. If you need me, I am just a private comment away in Google Classroom or an email. Just let me know.